You know that person who needs to plan every single detail? The one who gets visibly stressed when things don't go exactly their way. We usually see this as a power trip, maybe even arrogance. But what if it's not about dominance at all? This isn't a story about a character flaw. It's a story about survival. So where does this intense need to manage everything come from? Often it's a skill learned to survive a chaotic past. When you grow up in a world that feels unstable or unsafe, your brain learns that the only way to feel secure is to control your little corner of it. That childhood skill follows you right into adulthood. It's not a choice, it's a strategy to find peace. Fueled by a quiet, constant anxiety and a deep fear of the unknown. Control becomes the only way to quiet the noise, to stop the worst-case scenarios from playing on a loop in your head. So how does this internal fear actually show up? In the workplace, it's the micromanager who's terrified of failure, checking every detail because they can't trust an outcome they didn't personally manage. In relationships, it can look like constant criticism, disguised as just trying to help, or an intense jealousy that comes from a deep fear of being abandoned. At its core, these actions aren't about control. They're about managing the terror of feeling powerless all over again. So, how do we deal with this? The first step is to see it differently. Recognizing that controlling behavior is often a response to trauma, not an attack, can change everything. It's a shield, not a sword. If you see these tendencies in yourself, the journey starts with self-compassion. Recognize that this behavior was once a brilliant strategy. It helped you survive. Now the work is learning to trust that you can handle life, even when it's messy and unpredictable. If you're dealing with someone like this, remember you can't change them. Your power is in setting kind but firm boundaries. Instead of a hard no, which can feel like a threat, calmly explain how their actions make you feel. Not by blaming, but by explaining, when plans are changed without asking me, it makes me feel like my time isn't respected. This brings awareness without starting a fight. Ultimately, that desperate need to control everything on the outside is almost always a sign of a deep fear on the inside. It shows us a person who is trying to build safety in a world that once felt profoundly unsafe. Do you see this need for control in yourself, or do you deal with it in someone else? Let me know in the comments. Your story might be the one someone else needs to read today. If this made you see something differently about yourself, subscribe to The Identity Shift. This channel is about understanding the patterns behind who you are, so you can change them intentionally.